This program is brought to you by UCKG.
Coming up, like many young men in society, tonight's guest dealt with his insecurities through displaying anger. He thought that by being stubborn and tough, he could live an independent life free of pain. He ignored the advice of others, stole from loved ones, and even lashed out at anyone who disagreed with him. But through finding faith, he managed to completely rid himself of this uncontrollable anger and turn his life around. His transformation is amazing. Stay tuned if you want to be inspired.
Hi, welcome to Finding Answers. And tonight we are going to talk about a subject that maybe has been present in your life. I have here now with me standing our live guest, Kyrie, right?
Yeah.
You had anger issues before.
Yes.
You consider yourself a very angry person.
Yeah, very angry. Yeah.
So for how long of this period of your life were you this angry person?
Well, this started from childhood, so like 8, 9. That's when it started until like a year ago.
What did you use that anger for? Was that anger to cover up something? Was just because you started getting angry with no reason?
It was more, I used it for like to hide, because I always wanted attention. So I used it to like get the attention, because that's the only way in my family, that's where it stemmed from. That's the only way I could have attention. Attention was being angry, getting in trouble all the time. So that's what I used it for mainly.
So you used it to call up attention?
Yeah.
So maybe you are watching us right now, and maybe this has been your life. Or maybe you have a family member that you don't understand why this person is so angry. You know, maybe you are watching us this moment and you identify with him because you have been brought up with this kind of anger issue inside of you. And is it possible, this undergoing anger that you have, to let it go, to put an end to it? Is it possible for you to find inner peace and solution? Discover the root of where that anger came from, because we will discuss tonight with him where was the roots of his problem, why this anger was taking over his life. And maybe you are experiencing the same. You have been going around in circles with your life and you are feeling frustrated, and the more frustrated you are, the more angry you become. The more angry you become, the worse decisions you make in your life. And you don't need that. There is a solution to that situation. There is a solution to your problem. I want you to watch this testimony that we are going to put for you to see. And I believe that as God can help you, He can help you as He helped this person. Let's watch this testimony. We'll come back after.
Life in the beginning seemed like it was spiraling downwards. I had so many addictions. I was addicted to pornography. I was sleeping around. My house was broken. There was constant fights in my house. It just seemed like there was no way out for me. You know, I was failing in my studies. I had no future. I had no prospects. I had no plan for my life. And it just seemed like, you know, hell just broke loose in my house, and there was just no other way for me to go than to continue the life that I was living. But then I had a friend who actually showed me that there was hope. He believed in me. Someone believed in me. And honestly speaking, before then, I didn't have no vision of hope. I didn't believe that something good can happen. Until when he gave me an opportunity, you know, he gave me advice and told me that, you know, my life could actually move forward, and that the life that I was living wasn't the life that I didn't have to live that kind of life. So today, I'm no longer addicted to pornography. My family's restored. My future's looking brighter. I'm not failing in my studies anymore, but I'm actually doing really well.
As you can see, someone was able to turn his life around through the power of faith. So the same thing is possible for you. And I want to call your attention tonight as we have our live guest here that is going to talk about anger issues that he had. What is the roots of that anger issues? What is causing you to be such an angry person? Maybe you have a relative, a family member, and if you're watching this program right now, you can ask him to tune in and find out, because we are going to show to you, prove to you that with God, it is possible to sort out your problem. With God, there is a way out for the situation. You don't need to carry this burden all by yourself. And if you say to yourself this moment, I feel so lonely. I think no one understands me. I think no one is paying attention to me right now. Well, I would like to invite you to give us a call if you want. One of our advisors will be in the other side of the line to help you, to hear you out. Sometimes you don't have anyone to talk to and you feel so lonely. And maybe this anger makes you even lonelier, because when you are around with people, you don't calm down. In other words, you don't feel secure inside of you, and then you start getting angry, getting upset, and then you start pushing people away. But I believe that's not what you want to do. You don't want to push people away, but that has been maybe a side of your life. So if you want, you can give us a call at 020-7686-6300, and an advisor will be on the other line to help you, to talk to you, to give you a word of faith. Or if you prefer, email us at help@findinganswers.tv. If you prefer to talk to me, you can address it. Pastor David, I have this problem, can you help me? For sure, we are going to say a prayer on your behalf, and your life will never be the same. So if you are going through these issues, you don't need to carry them all by yourself. There is someone that will be there to pray for you. And I believe that God can and will make a change in your life. And we are here tonight as well with our friend, Pastor Raymar. Good evening, Pastor Raymar.
Good evening, Pastor David. I'm very, very fine. And I have something with me. What does it look like?
It looks like a branch, a root.
Well, if you look at it like this, can be a root, right? If you look at it up, can be a branch. But what I want to call this view attention to is the fact that this is dry. It's not whether it's a branch or root, but the fact that it's dry. And later on in the program, we're going to speak about what could be the similarity between this branch or root and your life. How does this relate to your life? What does God say about this, and what does He say about your life? That is what we are going to speak to you about later on during the program. So stick with us, because we're going to come back, and I'm 100% sure that's going to help you a lot.
Yeah, even myself, I'm very curious what you're going to talk about it, because sometimes people, they go through problems in their lives and they keep struggling. And it's true, when we look at it dry, maybe this person's life has been dry. And maybe this dryness in our life is due to an anger issue.
Could be.
Could be, right?
For sure. Maybe the relationship becomes dry, the marriage becomes dry. Maybe even separate. Maybe this person even lose job, lose opportunity because of the anger, because of the issues that are in their life. And it seems like there's no chance for this person anymore. There's no way for this person anymore. It's amazing, I can say like this, because anger only destroys the person that has it. You know, if you're watching us now, you may ask yourself, but when you are angry, the anger is yours. It's like someone gave you a gift and you took it in, you accept it. It's your present. It's in you. If you let go of the anger, you are going to be well within yourself. And maybe, Pastor Raymar, this person is not well within herself because she's been carrying this anger inside of her. Exactly. And like you said, it's the person's, but maybe they are attributing that anger to something or to someone instead of trying to solve the problem, the root of the problem inside of themselves. They attribute it to someone. And while they keep on saying, I'm angry because of he, because of she, because of this, because of that, you are not going to solve the problem, because you don't see that it's you, regardless. Okay, but somebody might be making them upset. Something might be there that is wrong. But if you don't see it as your responsibility to solve it, then you are always going to have this problem with you, and no one is going to be able to help you. So tonight's program is very interesting, Pastor, and I'm sure that it's going to really help a lot of people. So
stay tuned. If you want, call a friend of yours to watch this program together with you.
show him, because maybe this person you have been trying to help, either yourself or maybe someone or a member of your family. You know, when you look at a person that has an angry issue, I will ask you a question. Is it unlikely or likely that this person can sort out this problem? What do you think? Do you think it's likely that this person can overcome this anger issue that she has been carrying within her or within him? Or it's unlikely that there is no way out? This person has been like this for the rest, or for her entire life, let's say like this, and she will be for the rest of her life. Because we find out there are people that say, this is who I am, I will be like this for the rest of my life. But that has caused you a problem. That has caused you tremendous suffering. The way you have been in your life has caused you many sorrows, many pains, has caused you a burden that sometimes you can't carry it. You say to yourself, I want to stop, but you don't have the strength. Well, God, He is the solution to your problem. You are going to see what happened in the life of our life guest that I've just introduced you to you, and you can be sure that the same way He overcame his anger issue, you can also overcome yours. Let's go for a short break. We'll come back with more in this program, Finding Answers.
I was depressed for many years, but not anymore. And now it's my turn to help you lead a happier and healthier life.
Watch The Chrissy B Show on MyTV.
Melting polar ice caps, droughts, and rising sea levels. Climate change brings global disasters, and human activities are part of the problem. But people around the world are looking for ways to address the threat.
Watch Global 3000 on MyTV. The Day provides current news and affairs background analysis.
A growing number of migrants crossed the Serbian-Hungarian border.
There is no doubt about it.
Understand top stories, get professional expertise, statistics and video footage that will give a full insight into the world's most recent issues. Get information in its most complete form. Watch The Day on MyTV. Meet the amazing SUV Jaguar, the stylish Fiat, a vintage VW, a sporty Honda, and the Green Smart ED. Drive it, test it, know it. We have cars for any taste. Explore vehicles and their features with our weekly show. Watch Drive It on MyTV.
Hi, welcome back to Finding Answers, and tonight's topic is about anger. Is it possible to overcome your anger issues that has been underlying your life and putting you down? Is it possible for you to be free from this anger? Because for someone that never experienced a constant anger, let's try to understand this for a moment. You know, there are moments that we can get angry. Everybody gets angry. It doesn't matter if the person, you know, can be a very religious person, a holy man, or whatever the person may be. There will be moments in life that you will get angry. And the Word of God says, be angry, but do not sin. But the problem is when you allow your anger to overpower you. You lose control. And that's the problem with many people. How many families have been destroyed? How many marriages have been destroyed because the man couldn't control his anger? Or the wife, the woman couldn't control her anger. Or the child, as he was growing up, to call the attention, like our live guest was telling us in the beginning of the program, you know, took a toll on your child. And now you're trying to control your child, but you find that your child is always angry. You know, you have been called to school, you have been called to talk even to the principal of the school because your child is very angry. It's always with anger inside. And this has been stressing you out. But I ask you, do you want to live like that? Do you want to control, or do you want your life to be controlled by your own anger? Please, look at me. Do you want to carry on allowing the anger to control you, to control your family? If you don't, get ready, because in the last segment of this program, we are going to say a prayer in your behalf. And I believe a prayer works. I'm not talking about religious faith. Please, let us be clear. I'm talking about a faith that believes that the impossible can become possible. And if you believe deep down inside of you that you are able to overcome, and you talk to God, you try to speak to God, you can be sure that He will help you overcome that anger issue. If you want, you can give us a call to include your name for prayer. We'll make a prayer at the feet of the cross, determining your victory, determining that you are going to receive peace. Yes, some of you don't have this peace. You have been hopeless. You feel like, don't know what to do. Well, there is a way out. Okay? If you believe, give us a call, and you can be sure that God is going to touch you right now wherever you are. Let's go for the street interviews. Let's hear what the people have to say in the streets of London, and we'll come back to talk more with Pastor Raymar about the root or the branch. The thing is, it's dry. What its dryness means in your life. Let's go to watch the street interviews. We'll come back after.
Do you think someone with an anger problem can change?
Of course, I think anybody with any problem can change. It's just about a case of if you want the help to get there, you can do it and find something. I don't think anger is necessarily a bad thing. I think anger and passion go hand in hand. It's just a case of finding something. Instead of being angry, find what the root of your anger is and then try and channel it into something else. Yeah. Preferably something you're good at and something that is a benefit rather than potentially the polar opposite.
Yes, I do. I definitely think that someone with an anger problem can change. They just need to work on what's making them angry and like how to deal with it, and I think that you can change.
Do you think they can get rid of the anger, or do you think they can just learn to deal with it?
I think it depends on what's making them angry, but even if you can't get it, I don't think anger's a bad thing, so even if you're not getting rid of it, that's okay, but it's just the way that you deal with it that can be beneficial to yourself and to everyone else around you.
Yeah. Definitely. I think they can. Yeah.
And how do you think they should go about that?
Therapy.
So my question is about anger management and if there are any alternative methods to dealing with anger that don't involve going to anger management or going to therapy, so maybe more alternative ways in dealing with anger issues and learning to cope and live with anger in a healthy way.
Well, the same person that asked this question, you already replied to your own question, because when you said that anger, it's always part of a person. It's what you do with it that makes a difference. And there is a way out. With God, it's possible. Sometimes many people try treatments, therapies, many people try other solutions, or whatever someone brings you up and say, this will work. Sometimes you believe in it and you try to cope with it. The problem is that many people leave God for the last. It seems that God is always the last option. He's the only one that can really help you to control your anger. Because as the Bible says, be angry, but do not sin. When anger becomes a sin is when you lose control. You get upset with your child, you raise up your hand, and in a moment of anger, maybe you hit your child. Is this the right thing to do? Of course not. That's completely wrong. So you have been overpowered by your anger. And Pastor Raymar, this is what happens in many families. Many families, the father, the mother, in the moment of the heat, they can't control their anger, and they start, doing things that they regret after.
Exactly, and maybe this person right now is living with that regret. Maybe this person is suffering, maybe the marriage has been destroyed, this person lose a lot. And then maybe you say, but what can I do? I've been like that. I am like that. Maybe you heard that even since you were a child, you have been that angry child. You have been like that. Maybe your parents were the one that used to go to school for you because you used to get in a lot of trouble. Maybe today your life is what we are speaking about, become like this branch dried up because of this anger. Everything is dried. Your life is dead. So the question that I want to find out is, what is the likelihood that this branch or this root can really flourish again? What do you think the likelihood is? Look how dry it is. Look at the state of it. Maybe your life has been like this and you look at this and you say, there's no chance for this anymore. There's no way for this to spring, for it to flourish, for it to be fruitful, for it to make any difference. But Pastor David, with God, there's a way. With God, there's always a way. And He's the expert at that. He's the one that is able to make from this branch that is dry, that is dead, He can make it flourish. And He can do the same thing with your life as well. He wants to do the same with your life. The likelihood might seem like zero, but when you bring it to God, my friend, He's able to make the impossible become possible. So what is unlikely? Highly unlikely. Maybe say it's highly unlikely that I'm going to ever be married, or my marriage can change. It's highly unlikely that I'm going to be able to succeed, to achieve, to have a job, to be steady. Maybe you think it's highly unlikely that I'm going to be able to have a life, a normal life, for me to be able to overcome what is inside of me, to forgive what people did to me. But we are here to tell you that there is a way out. And what seems unlikely in your life is going to become likely. So Pastor David, is it likely, humanly speaking, for this branch to come to spring again?
Well, it looks like not, right? When a person's life is so dry. When I mean dry, I mean what? You are full of sorrows. You have anger issues. You are unhappy. You don't have a stable relationship. You are like that root, like that branch, dry. Your sentimental life, your love life, you're not happy. Sometimes you're constantly changing partner because you're trying to find someone that makes you happy. And in reality, what is dry, it's you. You feel that sorrow inside of you. You don't believe in yourself, right? What you're talking about dryness is that when a person tries to get a job, she always hears no's as an answer. She tries to have, happiness. And many people, they go into drinking, to pubs, nightclubs. They go party, raving, thinking that that's going to make them happy. But when they go back at home and they lay themselves on their bed to sleep, they feel dry, they feel empty.
Exactly. It's like some people, they just give up. Some people are going out, and then that's another thing. They go out trying to be happy. They meet people like themselves who are out trying to make themselves happy as well. Then they come together. When you come together with someone like that, obviously nothing is going to work because the person is dry, and you are dry. That's why you are there. So you find someone like that. It's quite unlikely that anything is going to come from that. And then your life has been like this. For how long is it going to stay like this? If nothing is done, if nothing supernatural happens, then of course it's going to remain like that forever. But if you allow the supernatural power of God to work in your life, my friend, and that requires your faith. Maybe you say, why God doesn't do it then? Maybe Pastor David, this person, so if my life has been like this and God sees, why doesn't do something? But God requires your faith. God requires your participation. You apply your faith. If you start putting your faith in action, if you start to be different, then your life is going to be different. We have the example of Aaron in the Bible. His rod was put there among the rod of many of the other 11 leaders of the tribe. And his rod flourished because he was chosen. He chose to obey, to use his faith. He was different. He was not there just to be one more. He was there to make a difference. And today, many people can be watching. It doesn't matter what the others are going to do. Maybe you're among your family now, or maybe you're alone. Maybe your friends don't believe. Maybe they ridicule you. Maybe they try to mock your faith. Maybe you're that person that people don't give you any chance. Maybe even you yourself, you hardly give yourself any hope. You don't see any way for you to change. But my friend, if you decide now that from now I'm going to be different, I am going to make a difference. I don't care what people say. Maybe your past has been bad. Maybe you have a bad record. Maybe your DBS is very bad. Pastor Dave, some people may say, but if I even go and apply for a job, when they get my DBS, they're not going to give me. But my friend, with God, there's nothing that is impossible.
And we want to prove that to you. Let's watch the testimony now. When we come back after this testimony, we are going to a break. And from this break, we are going to talk with our live guest. You can be sure that the power of God will be in evidence in your life. And I have an analogy to do with this branch with you. Stay tuned, because how can your branch flourish if it's already dry? God can make it happen. And I want to show to you how in this program. All right, stay tuned. Let's go to watch our testimony, and when we come back, we are going to talk with our live guest.
Before I made a change in my life, I was a person, I always wanted to please people, but this was a part of me that people didn't even notice within myself. In school and in general, a lot of people, especially guys, if you have a girl or you're doing stuff with multiple girls, you're seen as macho, or you're seen as, nah, he's up there. So this is what we started to do. So there was a group of us, and we used to have competitions with each other. Like, okay, you need to get this girl, if you can get this girl, that girl. And over time, I started to, get up there. I started to do stuff with girls. Like, I started to see girls as objects. Like, I would have a list of different girls. It was like a competition, it was a game. It wasn't serious. It's like I was just playing games with different girls. And this led to me not valuing myself and also valuing women as well. I started to lose myself. I started to lose who I was. I didn't know who I was as a person because I was trying to fit into an image. I wanted to be someone that everyone can see, and I had a void inside of me. It got to a point where someone was speaking, and what they were saying was completely different to what I always used to hear people say to me. And it was just realness. It was just speaking the truth. And it actually made me sit down for the first time ever, to actually sit down and think about my life. Okay, Ahmed, where are you going? And it was then that I started to realize that, okay, although I'm doing so many things, like, I'm lost within myself. So that made me wake up, like, okay, like, I need to make a change, because who am I trying to be? Like, I can't keep doing this. I need to eventually face myself and start to realize that I need to be different. So for me, that was one of the deepest moments, because it made me realize, okay, you are this, like, you're not who you portray yourself to be in front of others. Now I know who I am. Like, I don't need no one to tell me to do this or do that. I don't need to get ratings from this person or that person. It's like I'm comfortable with who I am as a person now. And it's like I have this peace inside of me. It's not me trying to fill a void or always wanting to have material things or always wanting to please people by doing stuff with girls or prove a point. It's like I'm comfortable with who I am now. Like, I know who I am as a person. So I would say there's been a total transformation in my life.
Time is an illusion. There is only the now.
So now's a good time?
Oh.
She with you?
I thought she was with you.
If it's in the cinema, it's in on screen. On screen on MyTV. Get all the recent news updates with France 24. Watch France 24 on MyTV. Football, football and football. More football than ever. Championships and Bundesliga legends are closer than you think with Kickoff. Watch Kickoff on MyTV. latest digital inventions, cyber concerns, and much more. Uncovered in Shift. Everything you need to know about the modern digital world. Watch Shift on MyTV.
Pushing me for the rest of the week, so it's like a boost.
Things were really tight.
Today, the way I see myself is completely different.
Welcome back to Finding Answers, and we are here tonight with Cairo, right?
Yeah.
So Cairo, you in the beginning of the program, you were telling us that you suffered with an anger issue.
Yeah.
So how did it start? Were you always angry? Or something happened? How did it happen?
It started because my sister would get a lot of attention. So they say that she did something at school or she did something around the house, that she would get attention for it. So then when I do the same thing, I wouldn't get anything from it.
So you have a sibling, your sister,
Yeah.
right? She's older than you, younger?
Yeah, older. Yeah.
So she was getting everything from your parents?
Yeah.
Even though she was doing bad things?
Yeah, so it was like she would get, like, even if when we have fights and everything, I would get the blame side of it. So then when I started getting angry towards that situation, I realized that I would get the attention that I wanted, but in the wrong way. So then I would develop that anger even more to the point where I was angry constantly with everything that I do. Like, the anger was my lifestyle.
So the root of your anger started, let's say, maybe jealous,
Yeah.
right? It was a jealous that you had that your sister was getting everything even though she was doing wrong things,
Yeah.
and you were not having attention from your parents. And to call their attention, you manifested this anger.
Yeah.
So you realized that by being angry, what would you do to call attention of your parents, for example?
It was just like, at home, with the attention was like, I used to steal a lot inside my house, like from my mum and aunties and grandma. Like, when they used to come, I used to like go into their bags and steal money out their bags so I could have things of like my friends had, because I never used to have things that my friends had. So I would steal out of their bags so I can receive the things that I wanted to go get. So that's what I used to do at home. But then in school, I used to cause a lot of trouble. Like, I never used to be one to do authorities. Like, if an authority told me something, I would straight away turn my anger on and just not listen to them, full stop. And that would get me in trouble in schools. So that's what I used to do outside, and then inside I would just steal and cause
in
trouble.
your house, you would steal from your mother,
Yeah.
things from her, right?
Yeah.
But at school, you would not listen to the authorities,
Yeah.
the principals. So would you fight? Would you shout? What would you do?
I had a lot of fights inside the like if another student told me something that I was not like happy to hear, I would start arguing straight away with them. I'll start fights with them straight away, and that was inside the classroom. And then even if I saw them outside of the classroom, I'll start another fight with them again, even though I just got in trouble for having that same fight. So that's what, and then even like I used to have a lot of fights like inside canteens, inside the playground, inside classrooms. That's what I used to like doing inside the school.
And how was the environment at home? When your mom found out, right? She would go to the school to find out a report about you, right? No.
That's the thing. That's what I used to like to do, because I used to like having fights in school. So mom would have to come down and like have the attention there, speak about me there. But my mom wouldn't come down to the school. She would only come down if my sister did something. If the school called about my sister, she would come down. But when it was me, she wouldn't come down at all. So I thought if I continue to do that, hopefully one day she will actually come down and like speak to my teachers about my behaviour. But it would always be when I get home, that's when I would get in trouble. So she would never come down to the school just because she didn't want to hear it, because she knew what I would be up to. So she didn't want to hear the negative stuff from my teachers.
And so you see, Pastor Rema, you know, his anger comes from craving an attention, right? Because, you know, all of us, we want our parents' attention, you know. Are you only son in your house, Pastor Rema?
No, I had quite a few siblings.
How many, for example?
So, 4 brothers, 4 sisters.
Wow, big family. Did you had all the attention or all your brothers?
Well, I was the last one, so more like people would say the last one get more attention, which is not really the case, because sometimes, you know, I wouldn't say that. Sometimes they would say my mother gives too much attention to me, but it was not really the case. But like in the case of Kayo, I can understand. Every child wants their parents' attention. And when the person doesn't, you know, get it, when the parents sometimes the parents contribute to it in a way that they don't even realize. Sometimes the parent might say, but I'm busy, I'm working. They know what they have to do already. Sometimes they don't take time. They don't take time to speak. They don't take time to find out what they're going through. They don't take time to speak to them, to really, it's like the person don't have someone that they can really express themselves with, that they can really confide in, that they can really trust in. So they try to get that in a wrong way. And I believe Kai, that's what was happening to him. So when the parents are not open sometimes to their children, sometimes don't take time, it contributes. But of course, Kai would agree that it was his action, it was his responsibility, even though being a child, the consequences are with him. And if he continued like that, can you imagine? That time you were what? You said it started from 7?
Yeah, 8, 9, yeah.
So until how long?
Like 18, yeah.
So until you're 18 now?
18 now.
You're 18 now, so you came to the church like 1 year ago to get help, right?
No, I came 3 years ago, but I didn't take it seriously. So then it's only recently now that I've started to take things more seriously.
So even though while attending the church, you still had the same problem?
Yeah, because like I would hear everything that's going on, but then I wouldn't like practice it. I've only started practicing it recently because I realised that I can't live with this anger, because before it used to be a thing where I liked the anger, I liked living with it, I liked the goodness of how it felt.
You had a project for your future?
Not then. I only
in
realised...
that moment when you had your anger issue all the time, you didn't have the project?
No, I was very confused about what I wanted to do, because like even when I turned 16, 15, I started applying for jobs and etc. But I didn't know what I wanted to do with my future. Like I used to get kicked out of colleges, and every time I applied for a different college, I would apply for a different subject completely to the one that I had before, because I wasn't 100% sure what I wanted to do inside my career.
So there was no benefit for your anger?
Yeah. No.
What do you gain with the anger?
Just attention. That's what I really wanted the most, was attention.
Yeah, but attention the wrong way, right? Yeah. Negative attention, because in the end, your mother would get more upset with you because of what you're doing. So even though she had your attention, she was always, you know...
And imagine being like that, stealing, you're going to get the attention of the police as well.
Yeah. But praise God, everything changed, right?
Yeah, everything.
You said that you started going to a place of worship in your early ages?
Yeah, 14.
14, but you didn't understand what happened?
Like, I wanted to go forth with like everything that was going on, and I did, but I didn't practice what I was being told. Like, I was just going with the crowds of like how they were going, but I wasn't 100% because I still was heavily attached to the anger. I was like 20% still attached to it, so I wasn't getting rid of everything completely. And then because I was going with the crowd and I wasn't actually getting rid of it, it developed even more. And then when I left, because I left like a couple months afterwards, and I would come back in and out. So when I left, it just got worse, because that's when the anger just started more, and I was just causing even more trouble than I was before. Yeah.
So you were given a chance with God, but you didn't take it serious?
No, not at the beginning, no.
Not at the beginning. So the teachings that you were being taught, you didn't take it on board?
No, I acted like I did. Like to everybody else, I acted like, yeah, I was doing things that I was meant to be doing. Like the teachings that were being taught, I was doing. But but when I was at home, it was a completely different story.
So when was your turning point? When did you decide really to take on board God's teaching and change your life?
It started to change, like a year ago. That's when it started to change because that's, even though a year ago that's when I left, because my mom didn't really like the place of worship that I was going to, so she wasn't really fond of it. So when I left, she was more welcoming for me to come back in her house, etc. But then when I came back, she wasn't, because that's when my sister started coming as well. And so when I came back, because she was okay with me, and because my anger was going, and she realised that, because one day I came home, and she was like, Kyle, like, you're not as angry as you was before, you're not as quick to respond in a rude tone as you was before. And she even realised that, and because she said that, it made me realise, because I didn't realise it until she said that. So then I realised, like, slowly, little by little, because I'm practicing what I teach, and because I had faith in God, it was helping me transform my anger into something better.
So you acknowledge that it wasn't on your own.
Yeah.
You needed God's help. And with God's help, He was able to help you as well, through prayers for sure, through guidance.
Yeah.
And you started making these changes in your life.
Yes.
So who is Kyle today?
Kyle, I'm very happy today. Like, I'm always, like, even in pictures, like, I never used to like smiling. Like, if you saw my pictures, like, they were just straight face. Like, there wasn't really a smile. They're more like a smirk, like a sly smirk. Mm-hmm. But now it's an actual smile, a teeth grin smile that I can actually say I'm happy.
Are you a happy man now?
Yes.
The anger doesn't control you?
No, it doesn't control me. I use my anger for good. Like, there's some people that doesn't realize that you can use it for good, but I use it for good.
The Bible says, be angry, but do not sin. So even God lets us get angry, but we cannot allow this anger to go out of proportion. We have to have control.
Yes.
And this is what you found out in faith.
Yes, I did find out, yeah.
So what would you advise to a young viewer that's watching us with anger issues?
I would say just not let it control you, like I did. I let it control me, and that's one thing that I would say not to do. Like, don't let it, just go receive help in the best way you can, because I received help, and the advisor actually did help me as well, because they realised when I was angry, because there'll be some points where I wasn't angry, and they would realise when I was angry, and they would make me sit down and talk to them and just talk it out, and talking it out actually helps a lot.
So you are a different man today.
Yeah.
So you can see, my friend, God has the power to change your life. If He changed him, if he was able to become the man that he is today and let go of his anger, the same thing can happen to you. You just need to give God the chance, the opportunity. And if you want, and you're going through this problem in your house with your family members, or you have someone in your house who has been like this, or maybe, you know, it's even difficult to speak about this, but maybe you have someone behind bars in the prison because of an anger issue. And in that moment of anger, he or she made a wrong decision. And now that person is there behind bars. Well, you can also send his name for us to pray for, because we are going to prepare ourselves for the moment of prayer in the next segment. And I invite you to tune in to pray with us. Wherever you are, it doesn't matter your faith, it doesn't matter your religion. If there is in you a belief in God, if there is in you hope to make a change in your life, you can be sure that God is going to see you right now wherever you are. Okay? Let's go for a short break. We'll come back with a moment of prayer.
The matters of the heart are the most bothersome.
We like to explore in details what people have been through, what couples have been through, so that we can highlight some points.
Learn to love intelligently. Watch Love Talk on MyTV. Meet the amazing SUV Jaguar, the stylish Fiat, a vintage VW, a sporty Honda, and the green smart ED. Drive it, test it, know it. We have cars for any taste. Explore vehicles and their features with our weekly show. Watch Drive It on MyTV.
Do the maths. Changing your life is not as simple as changing your hairstyle, your shirt, or rearranging the furniture in your living room. You're talking about years of deep-rooted habits, behaviours and problems that are not going to change overnight. Many may say, think positively. But the trouble with that is that you can't do or change anything with just thoughts. But add action into the equation and the outcome can be different. Let's do the maths. Positive thinking plus action equals a change. Whatever it is, if the change is significant, if it's worthwhile, then it will have to take time, effort, and homework from you.
Watch The Chrissy B Show on MyTV.
Welcome back to the last segment of our program, Finding Answers. And we are discussing in the previous segments about this branch that is dry. And Pastor Emma asked a question, how could God make it and bring back it to life? Could it flourish? Well, I have a very simple example to give you how God can do that. As you can see, I hold in my hand here a glass of water, right? And if I ask you, Pastor Emma, are you thirsty?
Yeah, I could drink some.
Yes, you could drink some. So God is going to kill your thirst right now. Do you believe? Look what will happen. How is your thirst?
It's the same.
So you see what is happening. His thirst will only be quenched if he drinks the water. So it doesn't matter if I drink it, I will kill my thirst. If I seek God, I will receive help. If you seek God, even though you are dry like that branch, and you look for Him and you try Him, you have to drink your own water. And if you do it, you can be sure that you will flourish. He will make you flourish. Like I drink the water myself, I had to do my part. And this is the problem with many people, Pastor Raymond.
Exactly, Pastor. I remember even the prophet Isaiah, who believed our report? Because who believe is going to take the action. Believe is not religion like some people think. I have my religion, you know, I believe in God some way, somehow, and that is it. No, believe is closely connected with action. If you believe, you have to take some kind of action. There must be proof, evidence of your faith. You must do something about this belief. You must take action. So if you believe this report, if you believe the testimony of Kai, if you believe what you are saying to that God can really change your life, then you are going to get the water. You're going to go for the water. You're going to find the water. He's available. He's there. He's inviting you to drink. But you have to do your part. You have to put faith. You have to put action to your faith. And once you do that, it's guaranteed that His power, which is unlimited, is going to be able to work in your life. And even if your life is as dry, as dead as this branch, you can be sure, you can be 100% sure that something is going to happen. And this something is going to be something great. It's not something minimal. It's not just an improvement, Pastor David. We're not talking about just, you know, an improvement. We're talking about a change. He's able to change things completely. That's who God is. And that's the God that we're presenting to you, my friend. Someone that can make a radical change in your life. But you have to do your part. And that's why we're going to pray with this person, Pastor David, because it's the beginning.
Everything starts with one prayer. If you believe in God, if you trust Him, no matter what your situation may be right now, you can be sure that you will overcome your situation, your problem. He is able to help you right now wherever you are. So if you want this, and maybe you say, Pastor, but my life is unlikely to change. No, I tell you, God can bring into existence what doesn't exist. What seems unlikely will become likely if you believe. All right? So let's prepare ourselves for the moment of prayer.
Prepare now for the moment of prayer. If you would like us to make a prayer concerning your family and loved ones, send your name and prayer request to help@findinganswers.tv.
My Father, in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ, here at the foot of the cross, I place this branch that is dry, that is dead. That in the beginning of the program we said what's the similarity between this branch and many people's life that are watching? And maybe this person say it has a lot. Maybe this person, that is my life itself. Maybe this person was thinking about suicide, thinking about leaving their house, thinking about walking out on everything, giving up on everything. But right now, my God, as this branch is at the foot of the cross, it represents, my God, this person that is joining us in this prayer right now. They are at your feet. We are at your feet, my God. We are here to intercede on behalf of this person. We are here to ask you, and not only to ask, not to beg, but in fact to demand that something be done in this person's life. Because if this person believes, my God, then everything is possible for those who believe. So we are here to affirm, to determine that something will happen to this person that couldn't sleep, maybe has been up until now, this hour of the night, because they cannot sleep, maybe is uncertain about what they're going to face tomorrow, their job, maybe they got a diagnosis that is, very serious, maybe their family is falling apart, they are full of bills, debts, their whole life is a mess. So my God, as this person join us in this prayer, let something happen in their life. Let there be a sign. Let this person start to sprout. Let the branches, let this person start to bud again. Let this person start to hope, start to believe again. Take away this anger, this frustration. Lift up this depression of this person. Remove this darkness that surrounds this person's life, my God. And let there be a difference. Right now, we minister the strength in this person. We minister right now peace. We determine that something is happening. When this person opens their eyes from this prayer, they are not going to be the same anymore. Something is going to be inside of them. They will make the call. They will make the step of faith. They will go about their life in a different way. They will face the challenges. They will go to their work. They will speak to their family. They will forgive. They will ask forgiveness. Whatever needs to be done, they are going to take the actions of faith that is necessary, and I'm sure that they're going to see the difference in their life. My God, I bless this person, and I determine, I prophesy that their life will never be a dry branch or a dry root anymore, but they're going to spring forth and they're going to glorify your name. I bless this person in the name of the Father, in the name of the Son, and in the name of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Amen. So my dear friend, that is it. And even though the eyes may see, physically it may look or appear to be the same, but the faith tells us that something is happening. And I'm sure that maybe you feel this difference inside of you now. And it's going to be a sign for you, my friend, that your life is going to change, Pastor David. I'm sure that something is happening in this person's life.
Definitely. And if you want to share your problem, you want to share the reason why you are so angry, so upset with your life, you can email us. At help@findinganswers.tv, or you can give us a call if you'd like to, all right? I can know one thing, that what happened in the life of these testimonies that you have watched today, the same will happen in your life. It doesn't matter where you are at the moment. God is not a God of one specific place. He's all over. So wherever you are watching this program, you can be sure that God is touching you right now. May God bless you, be strong, and see you in the next Finding Answers.
This program is brought to you by UCKG.